Good Tuesday evening to you. It's a fresh edition of Weather for Weather Geeks with lots of information about our midweek system, what's coming at the end of the week, into the weekend, and we'll talk, of course, some about the longer range, including the Christmas forecast in this video. Just a reminder, and I'll do another reminder at the end of the video, that my annual winter forecast update is coming on Thursday. We first did the winter forecast on November 17th. We'll do an update a month into it coming up on Thursday. That'll serve as kind of the final winter forecast for this season. Interesting watching the time-lapse from Columbiana today. I don't know if a vehicle hit the roundabout again in the middle of the night last night, but they had to do some repairs there along the traffic circle earlier on today. But this time-lapse shows the sunshine that we had, a veil of high clouds from time to time, but overall a nice-looking day, and of course, it was snow-free. Again, way below average so far in December. We're running over 5 inches shy of average at the airport with just 0.2 so far at the Youngstown Warren Airport. And seasonal snow totals. Once you get into Mahoning and Columbiana County, hardly anything. Some trace amounts here and there, and a little bit way down towards the Ohio River, closer to East Liverpool. But other than that, it's been pretty paltry. South of Interstate 80, extreme northern Trumbull County, close to the Ashtabula line. Some places have had about 6 inches so far this season up there. And of course, as you head up into the primary snow belts, a lot more snow so far this season, with well over a couple of feet in eastern Ashtabula County, good chunk of Erie County, and many, many feet from that big lake effect event not long ago up in western parts of New York State. All right, plenty of snow falling this evening out across the Plain States. This is a modified blizzard with low pressure spinning out here and wind-whipped snow here, severe weather down here. Unfortunately, it's been a bad day for severe weather down across the southern plains and the lower Mississippi Valley. Several reports of tornadoes last evening into last night and this morning from south central Oklahoma down into the Fort Worth and Dallas area, and closer to Shreveport, Louisiana. A few hours ago, we had a confirmed tornado right there near the Texas line. All right, back here at home, the clouds are going to win the battle on Wednesday. Not as nice of looking of a day as we had today, but the clouds will be unproductive through the daylight hours for tomorrow. It's tomorrow night after midnight that the rain pushes in. Now, the trouble, if there is to be any, will come early Thursday morning. In most spots, between, say, 4 a.m. and 8 a.m., that's kind of the window where we might have rain falling into air that's really close to the freezing mark, around 32. And where you see the purple in western PA, I can even zoom in on this a little bit. This is really where I think the highest risk of impactful icing is likely to be. Over into Mercer County, maybe northeastern Lawrence County, closer to Slippery Rock, and certainly as you go across I-80 through northern PA and across the PA Turnpike in southern PA, there can be some icy areas. The rest of our area, everything should be mostly wet. Few elevated surfaces might be a little bit slick, but then we'll actually see a little bit of sunshine on Friday morning before the clouds return, and some flurries return for the start of the weekend. So, road impacts. If you are traveling around Trumbull County, Mahoning County, Columbiana County, late Wednesday night, Thursday morning, I would expect everything to be mostly wet. Could a few surfaces get a little slick? I can't rule that out, especially bridges. Same idea if you're commuting over to Akron, up towards Cleveland Thursday morning, along the Ohio Turnpike or along 76, you're going to be mostly fine. You're just going to need to have the wipers going. Now, as you're heading east, it's a different story. If you're heading eastbound on I-80, across the state line into Pennsylvania, and especially over towards DuBois, Clarion, Bellefonte, places like that along I-80, then you're going to run into more and more, I think, icy conditions. Same idea for the PA Turnpike. Down across southern PA, down here, south and east of Pittsburgh, once you get over towards the Laurel Highlands. This could be a problem area for a time Thursday as well. But around our television viewing area, I'm expecting pretty minimal problems for most of our area. Just a cold, lousy rain, a good day to sleep in on Thursday. So again, we as we get into the winter season and we have icy situations, you'll see us throw around some accretion numbers. Most people don't go out and measure ice. A lot of people go out and measure snow, of course, but few people measure ice. But generally, when we're talking about impactful ice, the kind of ice that can be really problematic and could weigh down tree limbs and power lines and cause some problems and make things really slick, we're talking about 1/4 of an inch. 1/10 of an inch of ice generally is kind of a nuisance, but not a big deal. Once you're up to 1/4 of an inch, it's a bigger deal, and the odds of 1/4 of an inch are maximized across the Laurel Highlands, south and east of Pittsburgh, and down into the panhandle of Maryland, into the higher terrain of West Virginia, east of Morgantown, east of I-79, and again, while the odds may be a little bit lower off to the north, I still think that Interstate 80 could be a little bit troublesome for a time as we go through the morning and midday coming up on our Thursday. All right, as far as snow here locally, we're expecting little or none through Friday. It's over the weekend, especially on Saturday. There could be some flurries. Maybe we get a couple of flurries in about a week on Tuesday, but through the next 7 days, I'm expecting minimal snow impacts. It's beyond the 7-day forecast and closer to Christmas that I do think that snow could become more and more of an issue, not only here locally, but across the U.S. and the eastern U.S., I should say. And, you know by now that it's going to turn pretty cold by Christmas time. You may not be aware of how widespread this cold is going to be and how problematic it could be for some energy grids that aren't used to this. Think about Texas in February of 2021. They had an ice storm and a severe Arctic outbreak, and misery ensued. The power grid was not equipped to handle that. And this Arctic air mass will funnel down into the plain states, all the way into the Rockies and Southwest, and all the way towards the East Coast. And this is going to be a pretty extreme event that will be impactful because it's coming at Christmas time, when a lot of people are traveling and a lot of people will be visiting family and friends and having to put up with the elements. So as far as snow goes, pre-Christmas time, we're starting to hone in a little bit on when we may have some opportunities. Still too early for details and amounts and impacts and all that good stuff. But right around the 23rd, which is Friday, coming up in 10 days, that's kind of the window right around there. It could be the 22nd to 24th, but right around the 23rd, there's probably going to be some sort of system that comes through the eastern U.S. that may bring us some impactful snowfall. More details to come, of course, as we get a little bit closer. And again, reminder, my annual winter forecast, which was first issued almost a month ago, will get an update coming up this Thursday here on Weather for Weather Geeks and on 21 News at 6 and 11. Thank you for watching tonight. I'll see you right back here, same time, same place on Wednesday.